Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's episode is special because I'm not going to be doing this one alone. I've invited my duplicate, Ashikpa Orokpo, and he's going to be joining us on today's episode. Atewa Tariwo. Ashikpa, welcome to the channel. Say hello to our viewers.
Thank you very much. It feels so good to be here. I thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. So today we are going to be having an honest and unfiltered conversation about something that shapes every society in the world. And that topic is religion. So you see, we're not here to argue or preach or convince anybody about anything. We just want to ask some questions that most people are too afraid to ask. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I think the first question we should ask, and I'm going to be asking for your opinion, is what exactly is religion?
Uh, I believe religion is fundamentally a belief in a force that is higher than yourself, something bigger than you. People work, so they need to worship, they need to believe in something, like I said, bigger than yourself. And I believe fundamentally that is religion.
Thank you. But I think it still begs the question that why do people feel that need to believe something that is bigger than ourselves? Why is that need ingrained in almost every culture that has ever existed?
Religion is as old as mankind itself. Even if religion is an invention of man, I believe religion should be one of the oldest invention of man. And it is, personally, I believe it is due to our feebleness. We are feeble, we are not. We need something, a force outside of us to validate.
So it's kind of like a coping mechanism. And like you said, it's a human invention.
Of course.
So, okay, well, that makes sense. Hmm. So I think the next question is, so how come we have thousands of religions and they are all claiming to be the truth? Why is that?
You know me, I've always believed that truth is very subjective. Your truth does not necessarily have to be my truth. And the way I see it is as if every, let's assume there's a huge mountain, a very big mountain. If you stand in this side of the mountain, what you will see will definitely be different from what the person on the other side of the mountain will see. So our perception of God is only limited to our experience of Him. Let me use an illustration. Right now we are in an urban area. Water is not a big deal to you. In fact, you can even open your tap and forget that, and water will be running for hours and you won't know. But for someone in the desert, anybody that can provide water to quench his thirst at that moment miraculously will be like God to him, that God provided water to sustain me. Whereas to another person, it's just water, man. It's not a big deal. So our perception, our reality, our experiences shapes our what we think is God. And I believe that is where the warning should be. The personally for me, I believe that the concept of God is too great for anybody to claim to have an all encompassing knowledge of God. You can only know that aspect of God that you have experienced. That is what I believe.
So it's possible that they are all pointing at the same thing just from different angles, right? Like, I think it reminds me of this, should we call it a parable or an idiom of blind men that went to the zoo to experience an elephant, and one touched the trunk and it was like, oh, this is a snake, and one touched the tail, one touched the eye, the legs, and
Like,
they all came from that experience with different. It was the same experience, but they came with different perspectives at the end of the day, and they started fighting about it. But I am right, you're right, But it was the same thing, but because of their limited perspective, they had a different experience altogether. So I think that makes sense. You want to say something?
yes, I believe that we have to understand the fact that God is, if we really, because that is something that is central to every religion, God
Yeah.
or a supreme divine being. If we really believe He is a supreme divine being, that means our physical senses are not enough to comprehend Him. Like you said, we can only comprehend that which
That's perceived.
we have perceived him to be. And whether we like it or not, we are those blind men because we might think we are seeing, but
Yeah.
in reality, we are only seeing a part.
Yeah. So let's get to the more technical questions, right? Why is it that people that are relatively intelligent or logical, they just abandon all logic when it comes to issues of religion? We've seen this play out in society so many times. Like everybody believes that every other person's religion is. It sounds, you know, this doesn't make sense, but my own is the one that makes sense. Even though when you put it under any lens of logic, it starts to fall apart. Why is it that people start to abandon logic when it comes to their religion?
I think the problem is because most Christians are not good Christians. Most Muslims are not good Muslims, and most traditional worshippers are not good traditional worshippers. Because the religion should be more than an identity. It should be a personal relationship between you and your God. Religion should not just be a box that you tick in a form that what religion are you? I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim. No, it is exemplified, it is personal to you. The way I decide to call God should not be your business, even if you are my twin brother. It should not concern you how and the moment your religion comes before humanity, you are failed as a human being. So when we yes, faith defiles logic. That is the truth. The moment that you have a reason for it, it is no longer faith. You no longer when there is a logical reason for something, you no longer believe. You now know. It's now a fact. We as humans, because we are humans first, as humans, we should know that your faith only binds you. And that's one of the reasons I appreciate the fact that the country we are, Nigeria, is a secular state and everybody have or is supposed to have freedom to choose any religion of their choice and also freedom to change their religion. Because when it comes to faith, the moment you say you have faith in something, you have admitted that you do not know that thing, you only believe in that thing. And I believe with that knowledge should come some form of humility that I'm not operating from a place of knowledge, I'm operating on a from a place of faith, and that should be personal to you.
So, is it possible to know God, not just to believe in an idea of God? Is it okay? What is God even like? Like, what is God? And is it possible to know God?
God is different thing to different people.
Do we have an objective like definition, or of a belief of God.
we can I can only speak personally. When we talk about God, we have left the physical and we have gone into the realm of metaphysics. Nobody really knows anything. We only, oh, personally, I can say I know God because I have had some experiences that have shaped my perception of God. I have been in instances when I called on God and He provided what I needed. But those experiences, like I said, are personal to me. I can you can you can only know that which you have experienced. Let me say I'm in a tight corner. I call on God and He delivers me. I've known God as a deliverer, as a deliverer. Let's say I'm in a bad place, you protect me. I've known God as a protector. Those experiences are personal to me. If I come to you now, Tade, and I say, oh, Tade, God is a deliverer, God is a protector. If you have not experienced those aspects of God, you have no reason to believe. You do not know, neither do you believe, because you have not experienced those things. That is why religion is personal. It should be personal to individuals.
Next one. So, moving on to our next question. If religion preaches love and peace, why is it that most of the atrocities and the people have done the most despicable things in furtherance of propagating their religion? So is it that humans are misinterpreting religion, or is the structure itself flawed?
Like I said, Christians are not good Christians. Muslims are not good Muslims. Traditional worshippers are not good traditional worshippers. If you really read the books or the Odu like we have in the Yoruba traditional worship, if these people follow these books to the latter, if they really okay, let us take what is happening in the global space, for instance. People are shouting Christian genocide, corner blazing. If as a Christian you are speaking of Christian genocide, shame on you. Because what you are saying basically is that every Muslim life that we've lost to terrorism in Nigeria does not count. If, as a Muslim, you have some form of sympathy or apology for the terrorist bombing, the jihadists, because they share the same religion with you, shame on you. You know, religion like tribe, they are called primordial sentiments. Yes, we 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 tend to show some sentiments to our
Things we identify
to
with.
things we identify with, but our primary identity should be our humanity.
You made some general statements earlier that Christians are not good Christians and Muslims are not good Muslims. I wanted to ask that how much harm can be blamed on religion and how much on human nature? Because when you look at it, at the end of the day, humans have a proclivity to the dark side. To no, it's not all sunshine like internally. Even the thoughts that we have sometimes, like subconsciously, you can have thoughts. Thoughts are different from thinking, right? Thinking is more active, but a lot of thoughts can run in your head, right? Which are not always palatable, yeah. So does religion make people better, or does it just make them obedient, right?
Mm. Does religion make people better?
Or just
Or does
obedient?
it?
Because when you look at the books, most of these moral books, right, they teach you to do this, do that if you want to please God, right? But because humans have a tendency to, do bad things or immoral things, right? So, does religion actually make people better, or it just makes them obedient? Because when you see there are the world is filled with religious people, and yet the world is filled with atrocities, and most of these people who are religious often perpetuate these atrocities in the name of their religion, right? So, what do you think about that question?
Any any religion that makes you less of a human is not worthy to be called a religion. And I say that with no apologies, because the natural state of man, like you said, is anarchy. Even if you look at the world in general, it is force that keeps things in place. That is where law comes in. Every religion must be subjected to law. Your religion can only your religion should only influence your belief, what you believe, what you want. But your actions must be dictated by law, and there must be sanctions. So there's not that, oh, it's my religion. Then what does the law say? And as we know, Nigeria is a secular. We are a secular state. So your religion is between you and your God. That's why I believe in the school of thought that anybody that does any terrorist act against the state should face the death penalty. If you are saying you are fighting for God, is too big to be fought for. You can't fight for God. So that's what, if your religion, even if your religion says you should do something, there must be law. Law, because we have multiple religions. So even if the laws of the land must come before any religion, and that is what I believe.
So, moving on to the final question: do you think the world will be better with religion or without it? And what do you think humanity would look like if religion ever existed at all?
Well, most of our morality is shaped by religion. We, our moral perspective is shaped by our desire to please God, our desire to make the world a better place. So, a world without religion will not be a good world, but religion itself must be regulated. You cannot use your religion as a crutch to hate people or to become a bad person. The moment that like I said, the moment your religion comes before your humanity, you you are no longer human, and that is what it basically means. So no, the world will not be a better place without
Well, thank you for joining us and thank you for your time.
it. It's a
So,
player.
I would like to ask the audience, what's your relationship with religion, and which of these questions hit you the hardest? And what would you like us to talk about in the coming videos? Thank you for joining us and thank you for your time.